Nice to see you. We're live. Blue Jeans Pizza. I love the acoustics in this place. I mean, it's, hold on. All right. Are we live? Are we? All day long? No, let's stay with 2 hours. Well, on this show. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. We're at Blue Jeans Pizza. I love it here. Yes, it's October. What does that mean? Apples everywhere. Messier's Orchard, Out 52 in LJ, R&A Orchard, Aaron's Family Farm Orchard there. I mean, apples everywhere. It's October. It is time to come up here and enjoy this month with us in North Georgia. If you're out there anywhere else, the leaves are changing. It's cool but enjoyable. Bring the sweatshirt because it's really nice to sit outside at night. It's really enjoyable up here. You will enjoy it. I don't know what I'm saying this morning. The mornings are nice and cool. Get out on the side porch, get a cup of coffee. Nice, cool mornings. I like it here. Blue Jeans Pizza. But I tell you what, Sam is sitting in today. Richie's on special assignment. Rose is somewhere in the building. What are you doing Fridays, Rose? Is there anything particular? Oh, she gave me one of these. I don't know. You told me to be here. Okay. Rose says, man, this place, I love it here because it makes me feel hungry in the morning, right? Dr. Whaley will be with us at 8:15. Ask the doc. We have invited any Blue Ridge Council candidate or mayor candidate to stop by. You stop by, you want to say hello, come over, take a break, get you in here, say hello. Any candidate wants to come by and say hello is welcome. We're going to be doing that every Friday between now and election. Man, that Blue Ridge City Council and mayor race, it's enough to make you want to smoke, drink, and gamble. I'm just serious. I mean, like, wow. We're going to talk about that a little later. What will Jane Whaley do? I mean, what will she do? I mean, Barbie Gerald says she's disqualified from running. She's not eligible to run because they have the claims. We've put that up, the reasons why. You know, if it comes down to intent or where you're going to live, I mean, I'm kind of confused on what the answer should be. The courts will obviously decide. My sources tell me she's going to appeal that ruling. So that's going to be something we're going to keep up with all week. David Stuart, where does he live? My understanding is Frank Moore. Sources tell me Frank Moore, Attorney Moore, has delivered notices to, I think, the city council and to the city of Blue Ridge and to David Stuart himself, that if he does not withdraw from the race, I don't have a copy of the letter, but if he does not withdraw from the race, I think by Monday morning, that they're going to follow through with a petition to have him investigated of his residence. I tell you, it's enough to make you want to smoke, drink, and gamble. I don't know. Anyhow, what are we talking about? You know what? 3 days. Now, every Friday, when I get here on Fridays, from one Friday to the next, so much of our world changes. It just does. It is like mind-boggling of how much in our world that we live on a day-to-day changes this fast. We live in such a fast world. Last week, we were not here on Friday talking about 58 Americans, 58 people wanting to enjoy, a Jason Aldean concert, or it was a festival outdoors in Vegas, are dead this morning. 500 injured. I mean, we were not talking about that last week. And, the media and their daily takedown of our President of the United States, I think it's fair to say that you know out there for 8 years, I did not like Barack Obama, President Barack Obama. But I'm going to tell you now, I never treated President Barack Obama, no way whatsoever did I ever treat him on one single day the way that the establishment, the corrupt globalist, the corporatocracy, I've never treated Barack Obama in 8 years the way that Donald Trump has been treated in just 9 months. I never have. And now why the take on of Trump right now and the State Department Secretary Rex Tillerson at this time. They time everything out for their takedown. Now, could there be friction between Rex Tillerson, the Secretary of State, and the President? Could be. But you have major networks that have money and power to get information out to the masses, and they have led, Minka Brzezinski and Joe Scarborough have led their news cycle for 3 straight days with moron. I'm serious, the word moron. Allegedly, which has been denied, Rex Tillerson, Secretary of State, called President Trump a moron. That would be a stupid person, a fool, an idiot, an ass, a blockhead, a dunce, a duller, an ignoramus. When I got to ignoramus, I loved it. I wanted to do it with Stooges style. Ignoramus, okay? Imbecile, you imbecile. I swear to God, I'm just reading these, right? A cretin, dullard, simpleton. There's much more. But, you know, for 3 days, they've led the network with this rift. Could it have anything to do with the Iranian nuclear deal, the worst deal? I mean, how short is our memory? What did we drop on pallets? $500 billion did we drop, plus interest, right? We dropped, we paid the Iranians interest, folks. We paid them interest. We seized assets from Iran. Okay, we froze their assets. While the assets were frozen, I think this goes back, just by memory, I think it goes back to the Iranian hostage. You know, seems like it's just yesterday we had hostages there in Iran, and we froze the assets. We were paying them interest. And then we gave it to them interest at all. And remember, there are Americans that they freed. We paid for our hostages, our American hostages, to be released. They sat on the plane and looked out the window, and it wasn't until there was a final, like a delivery or something, you know, that the plane was able to take off. The plane was detained with these Americans, that the Iranians made a deal with us. You drop our $500 billion. We could not, because, folks, we could not, keep this in mind, we could not directly send Iran money because of our own sanctions on them, and we were not able to do legally of what we had done business with Iran. So what did we do? I think we sent the money to Switzerland. If memory serves me right, another country, but I do know that is true. We sent the money to another country. They exchanged it for the dollars, and then it went to Iran. Come on, folks, look all that up. This all took place. So the death to America. Do you remember Iran having our military on the little boat at gunpoint on their knees begging? And they put those pictures out to the world. Remember that? Our people on a boat, the Iranians had guns to their heads or something. I mean, look up the pictures. Don't take it from me. Look it up yourself. Really? Iranian nuclear deal that we know, all right? We know they want to wipe Israel off the face of the earth. They cannot wait to wipe them off the face of the earth. Iran wants to wipe, I mean, all you ever hear, why not? All you ever hear every day is the saber rattling of President Donald Trump, saber rattling over North Korea, the little rocket man, okay? That's all you hear. And then you hear, well, Donald Trump said he will wipe them off the face of the earth. He will end North Korea as you know it today. How come nobody ever goes into the great concerns? How come the media never, Minka Brzezinski doesn't gasp over on a daily basis that Iran wants to develop a nuclear arsenal and weapons and attach it to a warhead and wipe Israel off the face of the earth? They do not want Israel to exist tomorrow, period. But for some reason, the globalists, the corrupt globalists that run this country, run the world, they do, man. Wake up. They run this, and the American deep state, all of a sudden, not all of a sudden, but they liked the State Department when John Kerry had it. They liked the State Department when Hillary Clinton had it. Okay? You realize how much they liked the State Department at that time? Going all the way back. I mean, I like Condoleezza Rice, but they liked the State Department when Condoleezza Rice and George W. Bush were there. They liked the State Department when Colin Powell was there. Really? The State Department now, okay, needs a major cleanup, right? President Trump has the decision on whether to pull out of the Iranian Nuclear Deal, which is the worst deal, one of the worst deals this country's ever made. But it's interesting, this week, a bombshell report, this week, they're determined, okay, the bombshell report, they are determined to take down and separate Rex Tillerson and Donald Trump. Opened up 3 mornings in a row with the word moron. That Tillerson came out and said, you know, I'm not going to get involved in this. I'm not going to. Now, bump stocks. Let's switch gears just a minute. NRA, the Second Amendment, and bump stocks. I have to tell you, I don't know what a bump stock is. All I know is I've been told that these bump stocks, they will convert a semi-automatic weapon into basically a fully automatic weapon, okay? And it's a conversion kit of some sort. Whoa, it makes it shoot over 100 rounds a minute? Okay, well, Sam had my facts on that. Okay, what the heck is that? Sam just told me, it makes it shoot over 100 rounds a minute. But here's the thing. Will the media put out that the bump stocks, modifications for semi-automatic weapons, was approved under the Obama administration for sale? Okay, that's number one. Number two, now, do the left have to admit that these weapons are semi-automatic? And how many speeches have they given on the floor of the House and the Senate calling for the end of these automatic weapons, these weapons of war? Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. It's a shame that this week has been surrounded by, a couple of morons? I mean, I'm sorry, that's not nice, right? But it's okay if the media wants to call a president a moron, an ignoramus, an imbecile all week long. It's just, I don't know. How about you? They're still talking about President Trump going down to Puerto Rico and tossing paper towels into the crowd. Oh, my God. Oh, all right, I'm your host, BKP. It's 8:13. We are at Blue Jeans Pizza. Let me just say, we got our Pet of the Week coming up. We got Ask the Doc, Pet of the Week, all-star panel. Rick's going to come in. Any candidate that wants to come in and say hello, come on in and say hello. You never know who will show up here in the morning. We got Paul's in the Park. Is that in 2 weeks? Is that October 21st? Or, all right, we got Paul's in the Park, October. Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Paul's in the Park, October 21st. We have a bring your pet down. Your pet has to be on a leash. We have a parade all around town. We have, oh my gosh, you can see every dog. I just promise you, every possible dog you want to see. It's a great time. It's Paul's in the Park. Apples, pumpkins, fall festivals everywhere in North Georgia. I hope I'm not missing anything. And I think that's it, Sam. But there's more. But I think we'll get to Ask the Doc right after this. Take us to break.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Casey McGraw, the General Manager of Schottenkirk Ford. We're going to start doing something here at Schottenkirk that we're really excited about. You may have already noticed our Facebook page, the new edition of the 360-degree videos. This allows the user to control the video in virtual reality and see it from any angle you choose, simply by moving your device or scrolling with your finger or your mouse. At Schottenkirk, we've decided to take this groundbreaking technology and apply it to the car shopping experience. Now, if you're interested in a new truck, a family car, or a brand new convertible Mustang, you can simply log on to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and see it for yourself in full HD 360-degree detail. Or contact one of our sales associates who will send you the link directly. If you like what you see and want to take it for a test drive, simply stop on by and take it for a spin. At Schottenkirk Ford, we're committed to not only keep up with new market technology, but we strive to be innovators, while always keeping your comfort and convenience as our #1 priority. So follow us on Facebook, check out our new 360 VR videos, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
And we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from beautiful Blue Jeans Pizza, Blue Ridge, Georgia. How are you, Dr. Whaley?
I'm great.
Good to see you this morning. I love October. Beautiful time of the year up here in North Georgia. Just really enjoyable.
Yeah, we had to get out of the Sycamore Crossing, and I know we could have done another day, but it could have.
I know.
They predicted a hurricane force is coming tomorrow, so
Well,
we're in the right spot. Hey, you see the biscuits he was handing out a minute ago?
Wait a
Biscuits.
minute.
You didn't get a biscuit. You were talking on the phone.
What
And
happened
then-
over there?
All right, that's okay.
Is that a biscuit you have?
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, the only thing I got is the message, don't touch the coffee maker, but everybody
I
else
see.
gets
He
biscuits.
gets a biscuit. Yeah, I just thought you were,
How you doing, Dr. Whaley?
I'm doing good. I had a couple statements immediately.
Okay.
You asked about what Jane Whaley's going to do, and you'll notice I have a Dr. Pepper and not a tab this morning.
Okay, I'm waiting.
My grandchildren, this is some kind of a school break in Atlanta, so I've got the grandkids for 4 days. And Jane Whaley is at home with the grandkids, and they bought Dr. Pepper's last night, and in honor of my grandchildren, I brought a Dr. Pepper today. So this is for my grandchildren. And I'm wearing the shirt, so I'm answering your question. Jane Whaley is challenging the decision of the City Council's voting representative or whatever she
The
calls
election
herself.
supervisor.
Election supervisor, yeah. So that's the end of that. I can't comment anymore. But Jane Whaley is definitely, she's home with her grandkids this morning, and she's challenging. So that's
So there's two things that's okay. Jane is fine, and you're fine being you brought a diet Dr.
This will
Pepper.
probably be the last one I'll have
Next
until
week we'll
they're
be-
up here next
we'll be
time.
back to
We'll
a
be back
tab.
to a tab, yeah.
Anything else opening this? Anything going on?
Well, yes, I did want to mention something that I thought was kind of important. As always, I like to focus on our other features that you've got. I got nothing to talk about football. You were there last night, but you've got the pet of the week every week, and we've always, I hate to say criticized, but I have a friend that's an executive with one of these big national pet chains. There is an epidemic of what is known as Campylobacter infection in human beings that's now up to 80 or 90 cases. The two biggest states are California and Florida, but there are cases in many other states where people have purchased puppies from pet stores, pet mills, that are infected with the organism Campylobacter jejuni fetus. Now that hit my...
What?
Wait a
Can you
minute.
say
now,
that twice?
One more time. I can, because the first case of Campylobacter infection in a human being's bloodstream was treated by Dr. Stephen Marlowe, who I've talked about before, and you've met. He's my infectious disease man in Atlanta who retired, now plays golf up here with us, and he owns a place out at the Toccoa Riverside, and Dr. William Whaley. So the first case of this in the bloodstream of a human being was about 35 years ago. Now, it's not because we're so smart, it's because the CDC's in Atlanta, and this guy was sick with something, we had no idea what it was. The CDC came out and diagnosed it. But this is an organism that is in dogs. People catch it from contamination with dog litter. But it's a serious illness because it's not something real common. It's not like Shigella and common bacterial infections you get from food, and it can be missed. And it's another example, and we're going to come to one on one of the questions in a minute, where there is a vector for disease that you can avoid by going to the Humane Society or the Pet Rescue and getting you a real dog and not getting a breeded thing that came out of a puppy mill. And that's the puppy mill dogs, are not terribly healthy. The puppy dog mills can spread disease, and I'm just plugging your pet of the week. So that's
I do appreciate that, because I do know the Humane Society of Blue Ridge, and there's so many others out there that have a program, but especially I know very well the Humane Society of Blue Ridge has an intake. It has an intake process that they go through before the dogs are even available for adoption. So I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So anyway, we can get to the questions now.
Anything political? Anything out? I mean,
I'm sticking to local politics. Local politics is Jane Whaley's fighting it, and I'm going to stop right there.
Well, I didn't know if there's any national politics
Nope,
going
I'm
on.
sticking. No, I do. I love the Secretary of State. I love the Secretary of State.
Tillerson?
And my nurse's son, who's in the Secret Service, I think he's now guarding Pence, but he's guarded Tillerson before. My nurse's son is in the Secret Service.
Well,
I like the guy.
Obviously, some people are trying to do everything to separate him and the president. So
Well, they did, but they done that to everybody. I mean, they separated Tom Price. They separated the Attorney General. You know, if they could separate Melania, they'd find some way to do it. But she didn't. He ain't separating from that, I'll tell you.
we're going to get to the questions.
All right,
now,
go ahead.
Okay. Sam's shaking her head. Let's go to the questions, folks. We want to thank the Georgia Cancer Specialist for this segment every week. And if you have a question throughout the week that you would like to ask Dr. Whaley, you can send that to chief@fetchernews.com, or really simple info. Send it to info@fetchernews.com and put up in the heading, Ask the Doc, and we'll get that question to Dr. Whaley. Every week, it seems to me like I'm getting these questions that, like, am I really asking these questions? I am. I'm like, okay, where are these coming from? So I'm going to ask it just out. It's on my computer. I do not set these questions up, folks. I'm considering having my ears stapled to help me lose weight. Does that work? Is that a real question, Dr. Whaley?
Yes, it is a real question.
What? Oh, my.
I know it.
I mean-
we're old. Okay. First of all, the one-word answer is no, it doesn't work. But it opens up a discussion that touches on a lot of really important things. First of all, what the proponents of this ear stapling are trying to do, and they're trying to do it for a profit motive, is they're trying to capitalize off or trying to steal the little bit of science that's real around acupuncture.
Okay.
Now, we've discussed acupuncture before, and in 1968, when I was in the leper colony in Taiwan, I watched a thyroidectomy done under acupuncture anesthesia. So I can tell you I have watched acupuncture done, and anesthesia for a thyroidectomy worked. Now, in acupuncture, this goes back hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of years. The needles are sterile. They're extremely thin, almost like a hair. They're placed just a very small degree below the skin in exact spots. They're left in place for a minute, 2 minutes, and they're removed, and everything's sterile and sterile. You don't have sterile and sterile when you start the puncturing. Now, ear piercing, we're going to talk about piercings now. Ear piercings go back thousands of years. And there's not a person in this room that doesn't have a friend whose earlobe has been cut and they have a little flapping earlobe there because they were wearing a earring that was too heavy, and over time it just worked its way out, or they were swimming or playing in a sport that got snatched out. So ear piercings aren't without problems as well, and Sam has a picture. I'm not trying to scare everybody, but I had a couple of calls last week that people liked seeing those visuals. So this is a visual that Sam will put up of what's called a keloid in a normal person who went and got their ear pierced. And what I'm saying, so ear piercing is so common for earrings that I even think that the mama, before you let your child or an adult woman or a late adolescent woman who's going to go get her ears pierced, you need to stop and ask first in the family history, is our people in our family who have had difficulty with scarring or keloid formation. Sam, you got that picture up? Okay, this is a keloid that you can see. It's about the size of a golf ball, occurred within about 90 days. Then that grew up to about a year after this piercing, and the earring's long gone. But the scarring thing is cosmetically difficult. It's not easy. So, well, just cut it out. Well, if you cut it out, you get a bigger keloid. So the piercings of the ear should be done by reputable people. You know, you go to Saks Fifth Avenue, you go to Tiffany's or somewhere, and they're darn careful that they're going to give you a sterile ear place. And if you do it around the corner and let your friend do it with an ice cube and an ice cube and an ice pick or a sewing needle, you're making a mistake. Outside of piercing of the ears, the scientific community says don't pierce it if it's somewhere else. We know many, many girls who have jewelry in their belly button. Hugh Hefner, who just died, is the one who actually popularized that, and it was first shown in Playboy magazine. I know of patients that have died from the infection that has occurred from piercing of the belly button. It's not a real clean place. It's not terribly safe. You're digging a hole in the body, and as you well know, if you stick a splinter in here, God picks a splinter out, so it's a foreign body. So the belly buttons are the next most common. There are places of the unmentionable under your underwear, places that get pierced, and those lead to infections and scarring and all sorts of stuff. And then the tongue piercings that you've seen are extremely unsafe. And you can have a tongue stud in for 10 years and not have any difficulty. And then if you had some sort of food contaminant like Campylobacter, it's got itself a hole right into your body. Just don't do it. So starting out, the staple doesn't do a thing for obesity. There's been very well studied. The staple is got a ton of hazard to it. It opens up the discussion of piercing. Piercing of the ears has been proven to be safe, but it needs to be done by somebody who's experienced in it, not by your roommate or anything. And you've got to have a high quality earring, or you can develop an allergy to tin or whatever's in a poor one. Is that enough?
Yeah.
And don't pierce your tongue.
I don't plan to.
Okay, good. I didn't want you to.
But I will say this, I want to thank you very much because
You thought that was a crazy question, didn't
yeah, but it turned out to be, turned out to be something very...
And the acupuncture thing, let's go back to that in a minute. Jane Whaley went for acupuncture for a while. There was a very well-known, established physician acupuncturist in this community who no longer is here. There is documentation that acupuncture at least is better than placebo in certain types of conditions, mostly orthopedic, soft tissue, muscle sort of things. And I don't mean to impugn the acupuncture. What I am impugning the piercings. Yeah.
Got it.
Okay.
All right, our next question. Again, you always give me a yes, no, and then explain it, so I'll just go with the question. Is it okay to exercise if I have a cold?
That's a great question because it opens up the definition of a cold to start with. It opens up what do you mean by exercise as the second. And the consensus is that if you have what is generally known as a cold and it is in the neck and above, nothing in the chest and below. So let's stick to nasal congestion, sneezing, no fever. You don't have any acute pain in your sinuses. Then it's safe to exercise, but not at the rate that I used to run, as you know, 40 miles a week and did it for 40 years, not at the high level that you usually do. So if you are an exerciser who runs and you've got a head cold without fever, you should cut down the length of your exercise. So just using me, it used to take me an hour to run 8 miles. It'd be okay for me to take a 45-minute walk. So the exercise would be shorter in duration and less in intensity. And there is a hazard to doing it at the level that you did before, or if you have a fever, you can actually harm yourself. So we recommend if you're sick and you feel terrible, don't go out and do it. And if it's associated with flu symptoms like muscle aches and pains, don't do it. But if it's simply a head cold, you don't have any significant fever and you're sneezing and stuff, the exercise might help you actually open up your sinuses. Now, if it's below the neck and there's any component of coughing, chest discomfort, or anything, no exercise. Because with influenza or any kind of inflammatory reaction in the lung, the exercise can make it worse. You can get pneumonia. You can end up in the hospital. Is that enough, or you want to go a little farther?
No,
I think it answers the question.
I will say this: when I get the question, I look at them, I'm like, okay, and then I like that.
All right.
Here's the one that I've been waiting to hear the answer on this one. Is it okay to get a flu shot if I'm pregnant, or if someone else is pregnant? If you're pregnant, should you get a flu shot? How do you get that? All right. Okay.
All right, good. Now, I've done this flu shot thing a whole bunch of times, and the recommendation is every single solitary person in America absent an allergy to eggs or absent some very, very rare neurological condition needs a flu shot, and the pregnant women need it worse than almost anybody except the diabetics and the chronic lungers, because influenza has a much higher fatality rate and serious outcome rate in pregnant women. Now remember, real flu, break-bone flu, is a 7 to 14 day illness. It's not this cold we were talking about. It's associated with fevers that are generally above 101 and can be as high as 105, and is associated with significant muscle aches and pains. Well, that's hard on the woman. The pregnancy lowers their ability to fight infection within the lung. Breathing capacity is less because of the abdominal contents making the diaphragmatic exertion lower, and therefore they have a much higher complication with pneumonia. But more importantly, when a woman runs a fever, her fetus is subjected to neural tube. That means spina bifida, or things in the brain and spine defects. So if you got the flu during the particularly vulnerable period where your baby was being developed in the central nervous system, you could have an adverse outcome. There's a great example of what I mean about exposure during the vulnerable period, and that goes back to when you were a boy. And thalidomide was used by women as a sleeping tablet because it was thought to be safer than Nembutal, Seconal, and the barbiturates. And then there was an epidemic beginning in England, but all over the world, of kids born with no arms and no legs, called phycomelia. Well, that thalidomide had to be taken in a very thin period of the 9-month pregnancy, but if it was taken in that period, it was extremely likely your kid was going to be born with no hands, no feet, no arms, no legs. So this business about the fever from a flu, it has to occur at a certain envelope in the development of the child, but if you have a high fever at that point, then you can end up with a baby with spina bifida or a small brain or poor intellect. So the pregnant women, not only is it safe, they got to get a flu shot. Second, that brings up, that'd be third, brings up when should a woman that's pregnant versus Sam get into the doctor's office when she feels puny and is a little bit ill. Well, when I said that about the fever with the flu, anything that causes a fever of 101 or high 100 point, not 100.1, but 100.5 or 101 in a pregnant woman, first of all, she needs to gobble the Tylenol, because remember, she shouldn't take aspirin or the generic Tylenol. And she needs to go find out why she's sick. Her sister, who's teaching school, ought to take the Tylenol and go to work, but the pregnant woman needs to go get help.
All right, so now...
you should take the flu shot too, and so should Sam, and everybody else needs the flu shot. You were going to get that, didn't you?
Yeah, I knew it.
All of us should take a flu shot. 38,000 people are going to die of the influenza this year. I got to ask you a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I want you to imagine that you're UPS or your General Motors, and you've got to have that guy in that truck delivering those packages, and if he just calls in this morning sick, it's like Sam calling in sick. We'd be dead. So if you have a...
She does do a pretty good job.
She does it.
We'll give her that, okay?
All right. If she had epileptic spell and fell out right now, you'd not have to just go home. So what I'm saying is, if you've got a big organization...
Rose, check on Sam. I'm a little nervous. Go ahead.
A big organization that depends upon these bodies there doing the work, Why do they bring a nurse into the company and give flu shots to everybody for free? It's because when there's an epidemic of influenza in a machine of people, military or anything else, and you lose a substantial portion of them, 3%, 5%, 10% for a 2 to 4 week period from an epidemic, it can cripple the industry. And you have watched professional athletic teams not be able to play because of a flu epidemic. So even healthy people that get flu are brought out of work. You know, nobody that's healthy can go to work with a temperature of 105 and feeling like they've been beat up with a 2x4. So healthy people like you need to take it so you can stay at work and not infect other people. You're around, you're out every day with the public. So you're going to interview 75, 80-year-old people today. You're going to interview people with cancer. You're going to interview children. You're going to interview handicapped. You're going to interview a bunch of athletes. But you could be a vector of disease. You're just like an infected mosquito carrying Zika virus if you don't get immunized against the flu. That makes you feel bad, doesn't it?
Well, I don't know. I'm gonna say right here on the camera with everybody out there, with you sitting here, I've never taken a flu shot.
But that doesn't. But you wear your seatbelt every time you drive.
Yes, I do.
And you haven't had a bad accident that blew up the airbag and needed that seatbelt to save your life. So that's the dumbest way of putting it I've ever heard. That's not a smart way to say I've never had a flu shot and I've dodged the bullet every time. How many times has a drunk driver been driving impaired when he's been caught? Sam, what's the number? When somebody has a DUI and they say it's the first time I've ever driven, statistically, how many times have they driven impaired? Pull it out. Just guess what? Guess. 50? 150 to 300. So when somebody says, it's the first time, I just had 2 beers, they have driven greater than 100, 150 times impaired. So you have dodged the flu epidemic without the flu shot for decades, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen in 2017 and 18.
I don't know. Okay. All right, I can take, okay. Well, at least I told you the truth.
Yes.
I got to tell my doctor the truth.
Well, yeah,
right?
you tell Ray now. On the 18th, a couple of weeks from now, Ray will be back here. You tell him
What would
that.
Ray say?
Ray'd say, get your flu shot.
Ray say, get your flu shot. And so does Dr. Whaley. Folks, I want to make sure that you understand I'm not telling you not to get a flu shot. I don't want that to be something that's misunderstood here on the show. I support what Dr. Whaley. All right, I'm going to get one. Done deal, okay?
Good. All right, good.
It's a done deal. I'm going to get a flu shot. Oh, don't get me started. I got to get Jane over here. Jane,
She's got the grandkids, which is why I have my Dr. Pepper instead of my tab.
Anything on your notes today? Anything we didn't go over? Because you're always looking into things, some of the latest medical research that's out and stuff like that. So anything today before we close?
Yeah, I try to get things that are going to help the community. One, people are so worried about autism in their kids, and people just aren't compliant, like the flu shot thing. There was this study came out of Sweden, and it came out this week. And when you talk about studies that have 6 patients or 100 patients, you're not convinced. This study was 250,000 children born of mothers who took their prenatal vitamins appropriately versus 250,000 women who didn't take prenatal vitamins, kids whose mothers did not take prenatal vitamins. That's 500,000 kids. That's a pretty good sample. Autism was 30% less common in the mothers who took the vitamins. Now, there's no causal relationship they're able to come up with, but it's an observation that says go on and buy and take the prenatal vitamin if you're pregnant. You like that one?
Yes.
Do you like the one that says obesity is associated with 13 kinds of cancer?
No.
Okay, well, we'll come into that one another week.
Okay, we will. I'm your host, BKP. It is 8:44 Friday morning. We're at Blue Jeans Pizza in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Beautiful October morning here in North Georgia. Come up and visit us this weekend. Take a trip up. apples, leaves, pumpkins, you name it, and beautiful fall weather. Bring the sweatshirt. You'll enjoy it walking all around the streets.
And high school football tonight.
High school football, exactly. Let's get ready to high school football tonight.
Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights, can't beat it. Thank you, Georgia Cancer Specialist, every Friday morning. Thank you, Dr. Whaley. And enjoy the grandkids this weekend.
I hope to.
All right. We'll be right back. I noticed Rick made his way in, so we'll get Rick in here in a minute if he can finish his biscuit. Somehow everybody here is walking around. Rose, you got a biscuit? Rose has a biscuit. Okay, folks, I'll have to check into this after this. We're at Blue Jeans Pizza. I want to thank Ken. I have to check into this during the commercial. We'll be right back. Stay with us.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's T-E-A-S. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in LJ next to Walmart.
Hey Rebel fans, come visit the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill of Blue Ridge, Fannin County High School's Meet, Eat, and Treat headquarters. Highway 5 in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
Hey, I'm your host, BKP. We are back. We are at Blue Jeans Pizza here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Have Rick, you are the entire panel.
I said many are called, but few are chosen.
Carrying the weight, son, carrying the weight.
The weight of the world.
This is one big matzo
Hey,
ball.
this is the winter home, huh?
Yeah, this is nice.
Yeah.
I like this.
I feel like I'm in a high-rent studio. You know, we got the winter home, we got the summer home.
Yeah, Studio B.
Studio B. That's it. Studio
Coming
B.
to you live from Studio B.
Studio B
well,
jeans.
you know, Rick, this is, by the way, this is Rick. Anyhow.
6 and 7 eighths.
No, don't go there. Don't go there right now. But, you know, October, it's so beautiful up here. It can get chilly in the mornings, and we don't know what every Friday brings. So we come on over here in October. You know, we're over at Sycamore Crossing through the summer. We go back May. I picked May as the, you know, we got April showers.
The kickoff.
Yeah, so we go back there in May, stay all summer long, come back over here in October. But, you know, before we get started, I want to talk about this place being Blue Jeans for a minute. I want to talk about this because you know the owner, I know the owner here. And kicking off our show here for the fall and winter, this guy, Ken, the owner of this place, and Blue Jeans Pizza, there's so many businesses out there that support the community, but this guy's over the top.
He's over the top. He truly is a civic-minded guy. Being involved with the Humane Society, I've come to him in the past. Everybody comes to Ken, and Ken is always willing to help out. He just is a great ambassador for this community.
And I want to highlight that because I know you know Ken, and I do too. You know, Wednesday nights I do the football show for the Rebels. He provides them.
Provides pizza, right?
Right. Wednesday nights. Baseball. Their concession stand up there. They sell Blue Jeans Pizza. He provides pizzas. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just really the picture of being part of the community, being part of the kids, the high school, the sports, whatever. Right?
He really gets involved.
I think I want to do that. Rose, I'm glad you're over here because over there I could not see if you were paying attention. And you know it's important that you pay attention. So at this time, pay attention because I'm going to tell you something. I want to do that every week. I want to find someone in the community that is civic-minded, their business, they're involved in the community. I want to highlight somebody every Friday, okay? This guy here, Ken, Blue Jeans Pizza. Hey, is Chip McCann playing tomorrow night? Can you get me some details on that? All right, give me some details if Chip McCann's playing tomorrow night. Have you ever come up on Saturday night and listened to Chip McCann?
No.
What's wrong with you?
I just haven't had the experience
well,
yet.
Well, I'm putting you on the spot. Chip's playing tomorrow night. If he is, I tell you what, I love it. Huh? Go look it up for me there. Representing the tab.
I am. I've got my tab with me.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Nectar of the Gods.
Guns? You want to talk about guns?
Guns. Sounds like a gun show. Bump stock.
Do you know what that is?
Sure.
You do?
I do.
Chip McCann's playing? Folks, what time? Did you check that too, or am I in trouble for asking that? I'm sorry. Do you know what a bump stock is?
I do.
Okay, let's get back to where we were. This is not a routine. What is it? I don't know.
It is a apparatus that was originally designed.
What, 6 to 9? Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute.
Anything else?
That'll be it for now.
Excuse me for talking while you interrupt.
Chip McCann will be right here tomorrow night. Right here
on
Blue
our
Jeans
show.
Pizza, 6 to 9. I'm telling you. I'm going to say it. When you know, the thing is that this is dangerous. Go and say it. People know I say it, right? But I'm coming up here. 6 to 9, I'm coming up here. Chip McCann, I will be here.
You're going to have the nose and the glasses?
Yes,
and
yes. All right.
A little mustache?
All right, let's get back to what this bump stock is, and I won't interrupt you anymore. Seriously.
I believe it was originally designed with the intent of helping someone that was disabled to the point that they couldn't
continually pull the trigger.
Which is the way a semi-automatic works. Every time you discharge one round, you have to pull the trigger. What this does is it straps on the back of the AR-15, AK-47, whatever it's designed for, and the inertia of the gun when it fires will kick back and eject the spent casing, put another round into the chamber, and fires it. So it's I'm sorry to clap into the mic, but it's the inertia, and that's why they call it the bump stock. You hold the trigger down and boom, boom, boom. It's the inertia of the weapon that's causing it to rapid fire.
So we have outlawed machine guns. Machine guns are outlawed. I think they're all the way back from Al Capone days, right?
To a point, they're outlawed, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can get a federal stamp.
Yes.
And it's a lot of paperwork and it's a lot of money. Some people just want them for a collection.
Right.
So they go through the process. But yeah, early 1900s, and then they made them, then there was even stiffer regulations, I believe, in 1986.
And now the machine gun, that's the automatic we're talking about.
That is a fully automatic weapon.
Fully automatic. Because what happens in the media messes it up is they would not for 1 minute humble themselves, okay, to say they didn't understand, because you got to be careful when you're talking guns. There's your fully automatic, semi-automatic, what is a machine gun. So right now the law is that you can buy, what is the most popular semi-automatic rifle there is?
Well, I mean, there's you talking about caliber or brand?
Caliber.
Caliber, probably the NATO round, which is .223 or 5.6 as they call it. It's .223.
And so these semi-automatic weapons,
they're also available in .308.
These semi-automatic weapons, the bump stock turns them into what appears to be like automatic.
It appears to be, but it's not.
It's not.
It's not.
Okay.
The gun has not been modified to the point where there are machined parts that come out and are replaced to make it a fully automatic weapon. This is an apparatus that bolts onto the outside, that mounts onto the outside of the rifle, and through the inertia process causes it to fire. Now,
go ahead.
What has come out, and the reason that this wacko Paddock guy had so many guns is because he realizes that the heat that's generated from a rapid fire succession like that will in a lot of cases will jam the gun.
Right, okay.
Okay? The heat buildup is intense with that many cartridges being discharged in rapid succession like that. So the gun jams. He throws it down and he picks up another one. That's why they theorize that he had so many weapons. And to the point of that story, they found a lot of guns that had been used but were jammed, were inoperable at the time that the raid took place and the examination of the evidence continued.
Well, when something takes place, Rick, and I appreciate it, because the media, the corporate media out there, they've gone to the floor and of the House and the Senate, and we've heard over the past several years they have misrepresented and called these weapons automatic weapons and so forth.
It
and they have
drives
gone,
me crazy
right.
with the lack of knowledge that the media puts out, and there's so many people that hang on every word from the mainstream media, that they believe that stuff and they don't do their own research and figure that almost every weapon out there other than a revolver and bolt action is what's called a semi-automatic weapon, because you pull the trigger every time you fire it. The police have semi-automatic weapons hanging on their as a sidearm. Whether they use a Glock or a Beretta or whatever, those are semi-automatic weapons.
Well, one of the terms that probably disturbs me every time I hear it. I get so upset. Is weapons of war.
Weapons of war.
I mean,
there are so many. You can look back at every time there was a one of these horrific episodes of a mass shooting, and you literally can look and trace. And I didn't write them down, but there's literally 7 talking points that both sides will come out with. You know, one of them being, we don't want to talk about gun control right now. We're in a state of mourning. Let's honor those that have given up their lives. And then, then the left comes out with, we need to have a conversation about gun control.
Time now to have the conversation.
Time now to have a
conversation. Doesn't sound bad.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't sound bad.
That's code speak for I want those guns,
right,
and I want them now.
Does that concern you?
Yeah, it does. You know, there was a study done by, and I wrote some of this down because I knew I wouldn't remember it. There's a data journalism site called 538, and that's Nate Silver. You know Nate Silver, right? Mm-hmm. That's Nate Silver's site. And one of his reporters did an in-depth study as a group. Her name was Leah Labresco, and you can look it up. And this came through the Rush Limbaugh show, okay? She did this intense study on gun control and what would prevent, and she came away and threw her hands up. She said, I still don't believe in guns. I won't have one in my home. But the reality is, when you break down the 33,000 or whatever the number that they throw out of people killed every year by handguns, you got to break those numbers down, because 2/3 of that number is from a self-inflicted suicide wound.
Right.
So you've got to take all of that away. And then the next large group, excuse me, are males 15 to 34. And that's usually attributed to what's going on in the inner cities, gang turf wars, one-on-one shootings. You take all of that away, and you pare that down to about 2,000, 2,500 actual, domestic violence and things like that. And she just throws up her hands and said, there's really nothing that we can do to take an inanimate object away from somebody that might do some harm. There's nothing that we can do that will alleviate a madman who is under the radar, that checks out, doesn't have any mental issues, buys a bunch of weapons, and for 6 months looks for targets and goes out and is successful killing a bunch of folks. To take away the millions and millions of guns, what are they going to do? Go door to door?
Well, what is the? Sometimes the most logical things. It just criminals do not have permits to carry. I mean, they do not have permits to carry. Criminals do not do background checks. They don't go through back. I mean, that's frustrating to me. Is why is there? Where is the logic? I guess it's too simple. Is it just too simple to understand?
The conversation is that the laws are passed for law-abiding citizens.
Right.
It just seems so remedial to me, and I don't understand why all of a sudden people think that if we pass a gun control law, that the bad guys are going to all of a sudden go, boy, I better start obeying the law, because this really does apply to me. Really? I mean, look at Chicago.
Well, I was getting ready to say that. Where is the outrage? It's concerning. It's concerning that obviously, you don't figure out, and that's what's tough in the show when we talk about something like this. You don't try to figure out like anything that you could say. Okay, 500, so 58 died. You can't say there's 58 dead, but okay.
No, I mean that's
there's 58 people that's dead, yes, but There's over 500 this year alone in Chicago.
Yeah.
700 last year, right?
Where's the liberal
734.
outrage? Where's Rahm Emanuel going? You just can't have it both ways, and that just, again, excuse me, just seems that's the conversation we ought to have.
Well, the other day, and we're going to go to a break here in a minute, but the other day, they did a graphic, and I hate to say it was on MSNBC, and they did. I was just taken back. They're couthless. They have no couth. I swear to God, these people, I'm not shocked on a daily basis what they will do.
Sam, would you check out and see if couthless is a word? But I like it. I like it.
Yeah, they're
couthless.
Yeah, they have no couth. They're
Couthless Annie.
they're totally couthless. They have no couth. But anyhow, listen. But they put up 58 dead, and they did a chart of comparison. It's more than our deadliest day in Iraq. It's more than our deadliest day in Afghanistan. And I was like, really? Really? Do you not realize you're comparing 58 to Iraq and Afghanistan, but in no time have you done a graph that shows that more people have died in Chicago in 2 years than in X amount of years at war, right?
Or than all the mass shootings combined.
Right.
Anyway.
They're absolutely couthless.
Yeah, they're couthless.
Yes,
I'm telling
they're
you.
couthless. They have no couth. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back. And hey, thank you very much. I wanted to I want to talk a little more about guns when we come back. If you'd like to send me a message on that, 706-889-9700. You can send me a message. What do you think about the conversation this morning? Or also, you can send us an email, chief@fetchernews.com. We're going to come right back. Rick and I are going to continue this conversation. Moron will probably come in somewhere sometime, right? Yeah, exactly.
6 and 7/8.
6 and 7/8.
The AM.
We better go to break. I'm your host, BKP.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Casey McGraw, the General Manager of Schottenkirk Ford. We're going to start doing something here at Schottenkirk that we're really excited about. You may have already noticed our Facebook page, the new edition of the 360-degree videos. This allows the user to control the video in virtual reality and see it from any angle you choose, simply by moving your device or scrolling with your finger or your mouse. At Schottenkirk, we've decided to take this groundbreaking technology and apply it to the car shopping experience. Now, if you're interested in a new truck, a family car, or a brand new convertible Mustang, you can simply log on to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and see it for yourself in full HD 360-degree detail. Or contact one of our sales associates who will send you the link directly. If you like what you see and want to take it for a test drive, simply stop on by and take it for a spin. At Schottenkirk Ford, we're committed to not only keep up with new market technology, but we strive to be innovators, while always keeping your comfort and convenience as our #1 priority. So follow us on Facebook, check out our new 360 VR videos, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
You're a witness of what I go through, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
I mean, you know, the singing part,
I like to come back live singing. The acoustics here are
you
great.
started out this morning singing. You were singing something in the background, 8 o'clock. Man, I'm telling you.
Hey, Rose, could you pay attention? We are back live. We may need you to pay attention. Just checking. Oh, folks.
Don't get no respect.
No respect. I was thinking the same thing. Yeah, no respect. They don't have no idea what that means.
That's right.
Right? I'm your host, BKP, and we are back. And we're at Blue Jeans Pizza here in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Beautiful October morning. Message on our conversation we're going to keep going with. There is no outrage or push for gun control if 55 are killed in Chicago one weekend. In fact, guns are banned in Chicago, and what good does gun control do? As they say, if guns are banned, only the criminals will have guns. Exactly regarding Chicago. That just came in while we're having the discussion. So, all right, now, NRA, the conversation, and my concern is yes, when they start saying common sense gun legislation, that one... All right.
We need to have a conversation about common sense legislation.
Yeah, and it's time we have the conversation. Now the bump stock, where are you at on that? If it's legislation bans it from being sold as an NRA member, I mean, where are you on that? Or do you feel that is that creaking the door further open? Because on some things like that, I get it's the creaking the door further open to kicking it wide open.
Well, you know, let me answer your question in a roundabout way. I kind of compare it to silencers. No such thing as a silencer. I don't know where that name came. It came from TV. And a silencer is the term for a silencer, or what people refer to as a silencer, is a suppression, noise suppression.
Okay.
Silencer
is just that. It's silent and there's nothing.
No, that's not true.
Well, wait, no. I'm not talking about the apparatus that's used. I'm
Right.
talking about if you're saying silencer, You can't say that with a gun. It's a compression of the noise.
It's suppression
of the noise. Right?
What happens is, I mean, people think, like on TV you hear, thump, thump. That's a silencer suppression when placed on a semi-automatic AR-15 223 sounds like a jackhammer. What it was originally designed to do was to protect the ears of the hunter, not to mask the gunfire. So when the liberals come out, like Schumer, I wanted to come to the floor immediately that we're gonna lose the legislation about suppression, and again, erroneously he calls it silencers. Same thing with the bump stocks. To me, a bump stock it would be irrelevant if it's in the community. It would be irrelevant to take it away. No one's going to miss it, and that's why the NRA's on board. Take their name off of it. They're not pushing for it.
So the NRA is not going to come out in a major outrage if the bump stock is...
No, in fact, they came out yesterday and they're in support of it. Initially, they have basically said that they don't have any problem with it. I believe that's the exact way that they couched it.
But do you think if gun owners in this country say, okay, I always get nervous because the legislation has a lot of stuff in there.
Well, here's the reality.
Okay, go. Yeah.
Here's the reality. I defy anybody to find one. They're gone, and the manufacturers aren't making any more. You used to be able to go to McKaysville, drug and gun, and they had them all over the place. I called them yesterday. No, we don't have any. We don't even know when we're going to get any. I went to the websites. Look up bump stock. Out. No supply. Out. Everybody that sells them online. They're not a weapon. You can buy them and you don't have to have an ATF license to sell them. They're an accessory to the gun that just happens to make it act like a fully automatic gun. Passed by the Obama administration.
But do you think that the never let a good crisis go to waste?
Well, that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, it doesn't take them but what was the 12 hours this time after the mass shooting for the liberals to start crying about gun control?
We always go into, and I have to say I don't understand this. I don't understand what we accomplished. I always hear universal background check, and I never understand. Okay, and
the other thing that you always hear, loopholes. Close the loopholes.
Yeah. What are the loopholes?
What loopholes? You can't go to a gun show and buy a weapon without going through the same process as walking into a firearms store and buying a weapon. You present your carry permit if you have one. If you don't have one, you fill out the same questionnaire and it's called in immediately. If you have a carry permit, you fill out a questionnaire, but they don't have to call it in because you've already qualified. You've already been passed.
So a carry permit says that every question that they intend to ask or is over.
You have to go through the exact same process to buy a weapon.
As a carry permit.
If you have a carry permit or if you don't. The only difference is the gun dealer at the time of purchase does not physically have to call that in to the feds and get a yes or a no on your background. Follow me?
Yes.
Okay. So
carry permit said you've
now
done
carry
that.
permit gives you a broader authority to carry a weapon in places that normally is normally not accorded. But in terms of the actual purchase of a weapon, that's the difference between a carry permit and not having a carry permit. It's the time when your background check is done.
Anything else on, because I want to move to a couple other subjects before we wrap up today, and we have our Pet of the Week coming up at 9:45. Anything else on guns, gun control, the gun control language, what's going on, or Vegas in itself that you've been watching that...
I mean, it's disturbing to hear that he took trips, he made arrangements to go to Chicago, didn't actually go apparently, but the concert Lollapalooza, which is huge at Grant Park in Chicago, is the Blackstone Hotel overlooks Grant Park.
Right.
And he apparently had made reservations to go there. Apparently he went to Boston and looked at some different avenues. It was disturbing to hear that he tried to shoot the holding tanks at the airport. I mean, they're double cased and they're very tough to penetrate. But there were actually bullets at the base, and there were dents, in the jet fuel tanks at McCarran Airport in Las Vegas. That's disturbing to hear.
I know there's a lot of developments coming out. I've been cautious of to get down too many rabbit trails on it, because there's a lot of developments coming out, and I'm not for sure. But by all understanding is there was no reason that he couldn't buy these weapons, because he would have passed everything. And
someone said something on the radio this morning that kind of caught my ear. It was he was very methodical, and it was almost like he was doing contract work. You know what I mean? Like contract work, contract killing.
Yeah.
It was almost that's how methodical he was and intense he was.
And you're not caught off guard or confused on how he was able to get so many weapons in a room?
They said he never, ever had bellhop service. And it was kind of funny, you said on the show yesterday, the guy got a golf bag that's kind of clanking as he's going.
Exactly.
Geez.
Well, you got in there.
14 duffel bags that are clanking like pipes.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean,
are you doing plumbing work up there or what?
I'm just taken back on how you get that many weapons in there.
And apparently the room that he was using, the suite that he was using, was a comp.
Right.
He's been designated, I guess, as what they refer to in Vegas as a whale, which means that you spend a lot of money and they do a lot of comping for you. They'll run limos for you. They'll send charter planes if you churn enough cash through their machines. And they said that he was in an intense gambling sprint, if you will. The previous days he was going through churning $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 a day. And he was one of the types that when you play video poker, apparently there are certain combinations where you better your odds. And a lot of people just play to break even, but churn a lot of money to get all the comps. I never even knew that until I read, the reports that that's how it works in Vegas, or any area where gambling is legal.
I don't know how it works.
You think it works in Murphy? Get a little drinking, smoking, and gambling going on, and here we go.
I wonder who. I mean, drinking, smoking, and gambling. Wow.
What a combination.
I don't know how it works in Vegas. I've been to Vegas twice. Now I wanted to go in. I bet the basketball games. Whoa, we're not in commercial, are we? Oh, okay. But I don't know how it works.
But that was a legal sport book, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you bet the spread, for a basketball team to either win or
Right.
or beat the spread. You really don't. You really don't bet. Well, there are some prop bets that you win. You bet to either win or lose, but you're really playing against the odds maker that said that this team will win by a certain number of points. So, do you believe that, or do you think it's less or more? And that's what you're betting on.
Well, it was time for the college basketball, and I wanted to go to the room where all the chairs are and everything.
Yeah, the sport book.
Yeah, so I don't know how it works. So I went in there and I wanted to bet every team before I went home, right? So I went in there and I picked all my teams.
You bet every team?
No, but I wanted to bet every bracket.
Oh,
all
okay.
The way down to
okay.
the winner, right?
So
Not
this
every
was
team.
the championship bracket.
Yeah.
I see.
I bet the whole bracket and then
I
went
see.
home. Went home and took all my tickets and left.
Did you win anything?
I don't know how it works. I'm going to be right back. Santa Anita goes off at 3.
I know, right?
Oh, no. I would be curious. Easy. I don't know how it works. I'll be right back after these messages.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff. Broken Bowl, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bowl, located in downtown Blue Ridge.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Casey McGraw, the General Manager of Schottenkirk Ford. We're going to start doing something here at Schottenkirk that we're really excited about. You may have already noticed our Facebook page, the new edition of the 360-degree videos. This allows the user to control the video in virtual reality and see it from any angle you choose, simply by moving your device or scrolling with your finger or your mouse. At Schottenkirk, we've decided to take this groundbreaking technology and apply it to the car shopping experience. Now, if you're interested in a new truck, a family car, or a brand new convertible Mustang, you can simply log on to our Facebook page or our YouTube page and see it for yourself in full HD 360-degree detail. Or contact one of our sales associates who will send you the link directly. If you like what you see and want to take it for a test drive, simply stop on by and take it for a spin. At Schottenkirk Ford, we're committed to not only keep up with new market technology, but we strive to be innovators, while always keeping your comfort and convenience as our #1 priority. So follow us on Facebook, check out our new 360 VR videos, and let me know if there's anything I can do for you.
We're back.
Well, at least we had one listener out there, huh?
Well, actually, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. It's almost time for the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society. We're at Blue Jeans Pizza. We have been talking about the guns in Vegas, and two things happened during the break. One, somebody called to let me know how Vegas works. Hey, somebody that knows. But the Federalist Papers, bearing arms is the right of the people, who would make up a state militia which protects us from national tyranny. As long, now this came from a viewer. It's in the Federalist Papers. As long, and this is as long as the federal government has automatic weapons, then the people are entitled to have automatic weapons, as that is the only way to protect ourselves from an overbearing, oppressive government. It was our founding fathers' way of making sure that the government could never do what England did that caused us to break away. Madison wrote. So, and here's what Madison wrote. We won't go into that, maybe later. But this viewer says the Federalist Papers say...
Newt Gingrich is a big proponent of that, too. That's exactly what he...
If the government has automatic weapons,
right,
we should be able to have automatic weapons, too. So, the economy, now I don't think we've had time to look at this, but the economy post first losses in 7 years. The jobs report is out. It came out this morning while we were on the air here. And the economy post first job losses in 7 years. 33,000 when we were expected to add, I was trying to get it to go here, we were expected to add 90-some thousand and we lost 33,000. I don't know, there's a daily effort to stop Donald Trump, period. Is there not just a daily effort on all fronts?
Absolutely. From both sides.
From both sides. Right.
Yeah.
This is not an isolated effort from Democrats.
No. That's the unfortunate thing.
This is a collective effort from your media, from Democrats, from Republicans. It's a very collective.
There's a lot of deep state effort to see him fail.
What do you make about what the media did this past week in they're continually saying on a daily basis, trying to make the White House, there's no unity in the White House. I mean, first it was Bannon, and then it was now Priebus is gone, which whether we agree or disagree on that, but Priebus is gone, Bannon is gone. They did everything they could to get rid of Jeff Sessions. They've done everything they could till they finally got rid of Tom Price, HHS Secretary. I think a lot of people miss how powerful that position is, and the power given to it by the Obamacare legislation.
Right.
Now,
You're talking about, at the time, Kathleen Sebelius.
Right, right. Now, there's a decision to be made on the Iranian nuclear deal. And it just seems to be perfect timing for the media to come out and really try to separate the Secretary of State, the State Department, and the West Wing, I don't know, what's the...
Were you surprised that Mattis came out and said we need to leave the Iranian deal in place?
Yes, I am. I'm surprised by that.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at headlines right now on Fox News, Trump closer to decertifying Iran nuke deal. So that's obviously in the news. There's a deadline. There's an imposed deadline, correct?
Right.
That if it, once the clock strikes 12 on whatever day it is, the Iran deal turns into a prince.
What do you make of some of Trump's cabinet and some of these people coming out and making these public statements without being in lockstep?
See, I think the media is trying to do a hatchet job, a methodical hatchet job of every one of the cabinet members,
right?
To try to make them all mad at each other in a simplistic way, get them fighting among themselves, discredit them, make them quit.
Why do you think Mattis said we should stick with the?
I don't know. I don't know the detail on that, and I would be speculating if I commented, but I just don't know. I don't know what's behind his thought. He's a pretty bright guy. I think Trump puts a lot of credence and shows a lot of support to the generals that he's surrounded himself with in their decision making.
Do you think we should stay in the deal?
No.
Trump supporters?
I think they're liars. I mean, when have we ever been able to trust that regime?
They always come back to Trump supporters, but I don't think it's just Trump supporters. U.S. lost 33,000 jobs in September versus 90,000 jobs increase expected. The U.S. economy lost 33,000 jobs, even as unemployment rate fell to 4.2. The Bureau of Labor Statistics reported Friday this morning the numbers were even worse than expected and attributed to damage from Hurricane Harvey and Irma.
How many jobs were posted? Because that's a misleading headline. It says U.S. lost 33,000 jobs in September versus 90,000 job increase expected. So what's the baseline that they're working from?
Well, this came out this morning, but let's watch the media spin.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because
they'll focus on 33,000 jobs lost. Well, how many did we actually add?
Well, wait a minute. There is global warming There's global warming when needed. When it fills the spot needed. But you remember, here's what I want to see is I want to see how they turned this 33,000 jobs when they went through, because it's the first time, they say it's the first time
in 7 years.
In 7 years, okay? So what would that mean? Obama had positive for 7 years. See, the spin.
That's what I'm saying.
First time in
exactly.
7 years. But you remember when one of Obama's dismal GDP numbers came out.
What did they do? They changed the formula.
Well, no, it was cold that winter.
Yeah.
Remember the Northeast got hit with
blaming
those
it on
storms?
heating oil.
Yeah. Remember the Northeast got hit with all those
people
storms?
Couldn't get out. People couldn't go to work.
Right, couldn't go. Yeah. So that was the reason. So I wonder.
Now the reason's going to be Trump.
Huh?
Now the reason's going to be Trump.
How upset are you with Trump throwing paper towels at Puerto Ricans?
I thought that was cool. I mean, hey, go out for a pass.
I'm
Hannity
sorry.
does it every night with a football.
Exactly.
You know?
I mean, do you believe that's the news?
At least the guy can throw a spiral.
You know what? I have to tell you. First of all, I laugh so hard because the media is just, it's. I watched, and the best thing about the whole toss is Trump tapped it. Yeah, he did that.
Go long.
Yeah. I mean, the guy in the back of the room. I'm telling Yeah,
Go along, I'll hit you at the washroom entrance.
You can only laugh at these things. I mean, they got a room full of people. It was like when he was out in Texas, you know, and they were serving meals. And we all know that's set up. I mean, I'm not knocking Trump. I'm not knocking Obama. Not a one of them. It's all set up as the president comes in. And they're serving meals, or the cars are in line and you hand the water through the window.
Yeah.
That's the way. But there, it was just a big crowd of people. They had paper towels. It's like, here, go along. Do you believe that's the news?
Wait a minute. You're busting my bubble here. That was set up, do you think?
Yeah.
Do you mean the Clintons walking along the beach, holding hands? Do you think that was set up? You remember when they were walking along the beach and just happened to have a film crew there, right?
Yes, exactly.
The lighting was perfect.
Exactly.
Take 3.
So anyhow, no, I it's just amusing to me. It's amusing to me what the media is doing with calling things news, taking him to task.
That's a good point. Now, you know, folks, watch what happens and how the media reports on this jobs loss number today.
Right.
Just watch, see who they blame it on. It won't be because the Northeast is cold, or it won't be because there may be some hurricanes ripping around, destroying property and uprooting lives. It'll be because something that Trump did.
I get at a loss. I look at some of the headlines. Tillerson flat put spotlight on Trump's foreign policy moves. What flap? I mean, he said he didn't call him a moron. I don't know, but this, I cannot believe that we actually had somebody have to come out. Either Tillerson's a liar or something's wrong here.
You get your news from?
No, I just look around. No, I don't get my news from there. You know, I go to different ones and look around. I mean,
who's the publisher of that again? The Hill?
I forget who the Hill's publisher is. I just go to different websites. I mean, I just go to different websites. All right, so anything that, final thought, because we got a pet of the week. Is it time? Almost time? Yeah. We got a pet of the week we got to get to.
Fall is here. You've talked about it earlier. Next weekend, huge weekend in Blue Ridge, Art in the Park.
Yes, Arts in the Park.
Fall Arts in the Park. I mean, that is an enormous weekend. Vendors from all over the Southeast come in, from all over the country, from what I understand, come in to display their work. Some of the stuff is beautiful, and there'll be thousands of people in town. The train will be rolling. The leaves are starting to change the following weekend. Another big weekend. We've got Paws in the Park, the Humane Society.
October 21st.
Yeah, October 21st, right.
I can't remember a date for nothing.
No, we just go by weekends.
I can remember, Sam will tell you, is that not unusual that I remember October 21st? But why? Because it's all the puppies around here. I'll not forget that.
And, you know, we've got a pet parade, we've got costumes, we'll be judging costumes.
What do we have, about like 5,000, 6,000 dogs?
You want to come judge costumes with me?
5,000, 6,000 dogs? Not really, but.
You're going to probably pick Pup if you come up there and judge with me, right? You want to come up on the stage and judge costumes?
You want me?
Sure. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I do every Friday. Actually, I had them lined up. I'll never forget last weekend. How did they do that? They were all lined up so nice.
Those volunteers are.
The dogs were waiting for their interview. I will be at Paul's in the Park. If you want me to come up and judge, I'll be glad to. Lisa's at home saying, "Oh no! Now that means Pup can't enter the contest."
Yeah.
Okay.
We got to get these.
We do. But I got a question.
Okay.
In all of your days, you remember that?
In all of my days.
In all of your days, all of them.
And there's been a lot of them.
That's why I did it like that. I don't know how many. In all of your days, have you ever witnessed, been a part of a election cycle like this one in Blue Ridge?
Ooh-wee.
Have you?
Man, you just can't make this stuff up.
You can't.
No. As Blue Ridge turns. I mean, this really could be a mini series.
And I have the video. I've written it
I
every
know,
day.
I know.
I'm writing it.
Playing the part of Brian.
Who would we get? Let's
I
start
don't know.
casting. There you go. Next week we're going to start casting, okay? Yes, on the show next week.
Didn't we do that one time?
Yeah, let's start casting.
Let's do it again, huh?
Huh?
For all those new listeners out there, let's recast. Let's recast with the new players.
You know who I think should play Angie Orr?
I don't want to go there.
Now? Okay. But I'm going to tell you on the show Monday.
Okay.
Huh? It's enough to cause you to go drinking, smoking, and gambling, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
I'm your host, VK.
Off to Murphy.
Zip, zip. I'm your host, PKV. Are we in trouble? Did we get in trouble, Sam? Sam, shake your head. Yes, Rick. I don't know. It's time for the Humane Society Pet of the Week. I want to thank them. Rena brought down the little guy, Ziggy.
Ziggy Stardust.
Yeah, Ziggy still. We got little Ziggy right here. Pet of the Week. We will be back here next Friday. Right? All right. I always have to look for confirmation. Have you noticed?
No.
You noticed? Okay. Next Friday, Blue Jeans Pizza. Beautiful weekend. Come on up, join us. Apples everywhere, pumpkins, and nice fall weather and beautiful leaves on the mountain. I'm your host, BKP. Stay right tuned for Pet of the Week.
The 46th Annual Georgia Apple Festival Arts and Crafts Show, one of the South's premier festivals, is held in beautiful Ellijay, Georgia. Enjoy watching demonstrating artists and musicians, or try some tasty cooking from one of our delicious food vendors. With a parade, car show, and handmade arts and crafts from more than 300 vendors, there's plenty of fall fun for everyone. For more information, visit georgiaapplepestival.org.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in Ellijay, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on-site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge. Hey Rebel fans, Come visit the Dairy Queen Grill and Chill of Blue Ridge, Fannin County High School's Meet, Eat, and Treat headquarters. Highway 5 in Blue Ridge. Proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
Hey, it's time for the star of the show. We wait every week for this. The star of the show, Ziggy. Ziggy's our star. It's time for the Pet of the Week from the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. And now Ziggy's a little guy. It's good to see you, Rena. Ziggy's a little guy, and he's a little shy. He
is a little shy. Once he gets to know you, he is extremely lovable, and he wants to be with you. But until he gets to know you, he gets scared and he'll shake. But he doesn't shake all the time like some dogs do.
Now, how old is Ziggy?
They figured Ziggy to be 3-4 years old. He is neutered. He is ready to go. He was found on the road, and which is probably why he gets scared until he gets to know you. He rode really good in the car. He is currently in a foster home. So we don't have a lot of small dogs at the shelter. And Ziggy just needed to be with a human a little bit more than the bigger dogs need. So we have a wonderful foster family for Ziggy, and they have 2 little dogs, so he has 2 playmates. So we know he gets along.
So other dogs, we know he gets along
Yes.
with the other dogs.
And they have a cat, so we know he gets along with cats. So he's fine with the cats. He loves to play. He plays very well with the other 2 little dogs. And he just needs his forever home. They are unable to keep him. They would love to keep him, but they can't. They do travel a lot. And I didn't know it, but apparently some campgrounds only let you have 2 dogs. And I did not know that. So this would be number 3 for them, and so they can't.
Now, is Ziggy always this quiet?
Ziggy is quiet. He's not a barker. He's not a big barker. He'll go lay down. According to our foster parents, he is the perfect dog. When he's done playing and he wants to be on his own, he'll go to his bed and take a nap. He is housebroken. He is housebroken, and he's a quiet dog. He'll
Come
play.
here, Ziggy. Let me see if I can hold it. Come here. Let me hold it.
He might shake a little, but he's really good. He's not going to bite.
It's a good puppy.
He's just going to be scared.
It's a good puppy.
It's okay. And he knows me because obviously when he came in, they're in intake for 14 days, and I usually am there in intake with them, and so they get to know me pretty well during the intake process.
During the intake process, we talk about it every week, but if we have new viewers, explain the Humane Society intake process.
When we get a dog, they have to go into intake for 14 days, and that is to make sure that they do not have any diseases that they can pass over to our general population. And after the 14 days, we move them over to general population. We make sure they're fully vetted. They're spayed or neutered. If they don't come in already spayed or neutered, they will be microchipped and ready to go. Ziggy has 1 more shot due, and then he is ready to go. And in his case, when his 14 days was up, he went to the foster parent, and he's staying with them where he's having a wonderful life, but we need to find his forever home where he can have a life with someone and possibly with another dog, because like I said, he's just a great dog. He is quiet. He just wants to be able to always see his human. You don't have to always hold him. He just wants to be able to always see his human.
Now, the meet and greet is really important. The Humane Society does a great job with the meet and greet. You come up and you schedule it. You have to schedule it. You call and schedule a meet and greet. And that way you bring up your dogs.
Yes.
If any of the other dogs that you have there.
Yes.
You bring up your dogs. Bring the whole family, bring the children, and that way we could do the best we can at making sure we have the perfect match and perfect home for both the dog and the family.
Right. In this case, when we took Ziggy to his foster home, we did the meet and greet there because he was going to a foster home, and that way we could make sure that he'd get along with the other dogs or the other dogs would like him. And it was just like instant brotherhood with them. So, but if you are interested in Ziggy, we would require you to bring out kids or other dogs, not cats, but we can tell you that he does get along with the cats. Bring out your dog, and we'll set up a time at the Humane Society. The foster mother will bring Ziggy over, and we'll all do a meet and greet together and make sure Ziggy likes your home, and then he can go to your home.
Well, Ziggy, you got a nice bow tie on. You're such a quiet little guy. We figure between 2 and 4.
Somewhere between 2 and 4.
Oh, what's the matter now?
You okay? You okay?
What's the matter? Don't
okay?
get all upset.
Looks like he's gonna choke.
Well, he might be getting a little nervous. He might, he might have seen himself on the camera.
He could have.
He got a little nervous.
You okay, baby?
Okay, you did a great job. So he's such a nice little guy, very quiet, house trained.
Mm-hmm.
This is the perfect pet. If you're looking for somebody riding a car,
and
just
a lap
ride
dog.
along with you, somebody sit and watch TV.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is trouble.
Yep, he'll be right with you, right in your
Would you
lap.
like to
right
ride around with
beside you.
me?
Yeah.
Would you watch TV? What if I go on those long meetings? Would you stay here in the office and sit in a chair?
Probably. He's just a loving dog, very loving.
So I think well, we say every week when we do the pet of the week that Sam says everyone has to be the office dog.
Yes, that's right.
So we
That's
love
right.
our pet of the week from the Humane Society. I'm going to let you go back over here. Don't want you to get nervous.
There we go. Come here.
Okay. Ziggy, you're a good little guy. Now, we've had some others on the show that they're really get into the drama of it. And I usually get a good kiss, but you're just being very shy.
If he was around you more, he'd give you kisses.
Would you give kisses?
Yes, he gives kiss. He gives kisses.
This is the Humane Society of Blue Ridge. We thank them and we support them here at FetchYourNews.com, FYN TV, and this is our Pet of the Week. One more time on how to find you in your hours so they can, people that are looking for Ziggy or any of the other dogs or cats you have available. What's the information one more time?
Okay, we are open Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 2. We are closed Sundays and Tuesdays. You can call us at 706-632-4357. Follow us on Facebook to follow all of our adoptions and new dogs that we bring in. And if you've lost a dog or you found a dog, we post that on a courtesy post on our Facebook page. And Humane Society of BlueRidge.org is our website, and we are always looking for volunteers. And there you will find the adoption papers there. There's also information on if you just want to help donate items for the dogs and cats, play toys or whatever. There's a wealth of information on our website also.
Ziggy, I have a question for you before you leave. Are you ready for Paws in the Park?
Say yes.
Are you?
Yes, I'll be there.
Are you going to be there?
Yes, you will.
And that is when, October 11th? Is that
21st?
21st?
Yeah.
21st?
October 21st, I believe.
All right, October 21st. You better be ready for Paws in the Park. That's for everybody. Bring your dog down and join us in our Paws in the Park Downtown Blue Ridge Parade. Mm-hmm. We'll have all the information on FetchYourNews.com. We'll send the flyer out all over social media, and you can find that on your website. Mm-hmm. Also, the flyer. That's Paws in the Park. So, Ziggy, you better get ready. And are you bringing everybody to Paws in the Park?
Yes, I'm going. My best attempt to bring every single dog there, just like we had the party last week.
Yes, at the party. Well, we had a great time, and we thank you very much. And again, this is Humane Society of Blue Ridge. Check them out and come and take this beautiful dog, Ziggy, and so many others to choose from. And they do a great job out there making sure they do everything they can to match these beautiful pets up with the right home. Your dog, your forever dog, right?
Yes.
Your forever pet.
He's looking for and he would be a great companion to someone who wants a lap dog or just a friend to sit and watch TV with or go places with, because he's just such a good dog.
Rena, thank you very much. And that's it for today's show.